Hey, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Hidis Thoughts here, coming to you with another Black Desert online video for console. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Heidel Ball that happened last night. And I just kind of wrote down some notes, went over like the most important things. Some of the stuff is going to be, well, most of it's going to be related to console. They did say that everything that they spoke about was for every kind of platform. And everything will be released initially on Global Labs, and then we're going to see them either 1 to 2 weeks after Global Labs release or 1 to 2 months after, depending on how fast that they can get everything ready. So everything that they discussed is coming to console. It's just a matter of like when. But what we're going to do is we're going to go over the things that they talked about, like the most important things, and then we will and we'll just get through everything. So I'm gonna try and like explain everything best I can and give you guys kind of as much visual about what's available or what's coming, depending on how well I can put this video together for you. But yeah, guys, let's get started. So the first thing that they discussed was on July 29th, they're starting a new summer season. Now, this is going to be the first season server for console. Now, with the season servers, it kind of gives you an opportunity to start again with a new character. If you've got a fresh character that you want to start with, you can experience the game again, or just kind of get like a different visual of the game. There's also good things about season servers as well, as you get the opportunity to grab gear. I know that like with the season servers on PC, they are able to develop their gear, for example, and then they're able to bring one piece of their gear, their developed gear, back and use it on their main character in the normal servers. So I don't know if that's exactly how it's going to work for console, but that is a thing on PC. So for example, with the Naru gear, you can exchange that for the Tavala gear, and it's just like a better gear that you can use before you upgrade it into like boss gear or something like this before you do that change. So with the season servers, they've expanded regional missions, Rift Echoes, and the Figurine Secrets to Success. They've increased post-graduation benefits. So for those who graduate in season servers, they've increased the benefits for doing that. Now they're developing the ability to be able to connect a season server to a non-season character. So basically the way that this will work is you'll be able to pass combat and XP skill to a normal character, and the Tavala gear will be changed to gear that can be equipped by a normal character. So essentially what they want to do is you've got your seasonal character, and then they don't want people to be like feel like they're neglecting their other characters. So they're creating the ability to kind of link them where all the combat XP and the skill XP that you gain on your season characters can be then utilized by your normal characters. Alright, so next up they're introducing a mini server. So the mini servers will be available for one adventurer at a time, but one adventurer can invite up to 30 other adventurers. So this is limited to regions as like Balanos, Serendia, Calphion, Medaya, Camasilvia, and Valencia territories, and you can only go there for 1 day. You gain access to these mini servers by winning an event or completing a special mission. They're going to be releasing 20 mini servers to start with, and try and incorporate it as a regular feature on normal servers after the season. So my idea about how this is going to work is, like maybe it'd be like you could go and do some grinding in Camasilvia or something like that, and not have to worry about getting griefed by other people, but you could invite up to 30 other people to come and do things with you or join you on this mini server. I think that's kind of like in my head how that would work, where you'd be able to go and grind some monsters and not have to worry about any other players getting in your way or anything like that. Alright, so next up we got mansions. So mansions is going to be introduced kind of like the houses. I guess it's just going to be much bigger. So the first mansion is going to be between the Heidel and the eastern border, and that's going to be introduced into the game on July 15th. Now, any individual person can own a mansion, and you can decorate it however you'd like. And they're also going to be releasing unique furniture specifically for mansions as well. As for other benefits in like storage or things like that, I'm not exactly sure how it would work. Or like I'm assuming that you've got lots and lots of extra space for cooking utensils and alchemy utensils and things like that. But that's something that they're adding to the game. Now, Atoraxxion, guys, the first dungeon to come to console. So they've already released Atoraxxion on the Korean server, but due to some technical issues, they had to push console back. So July 21st is the first dungeon release for console, and that's Varmalkia. Now, after that, they've got another one in the works, Sikrakia. That's the undersea themed biome of Atoraxxion. The difficulty will be pretty much a fair amount higher than Varmalkia. And the ancient weapon there is called Centilutos, which is some kind of, it's like a centipede looking type ancient weapon. Now, to beat this boss, you need to understand his flow of electricity and learn his attack patterns. The Global Labs release for Sikrakia is July 29th, and the two remaining dungeons, Yalunakia and Orzekia, will be released by the end, or should be released by the end of the year. The final boss in Orzekia is going to be Ilezra, and Ilezra is one of the NPCs that you come across in the story. She's going to be very, very difficult to beat. Orzekia will be released on all platforms at the same time. So that's console, PC, and mobile. Now they're introducing a new minigame called Yarr. And Yarr is built on the foundations of poker and yacht. So the way that it's going to work is you're going to face opponents based on knowledge cards that you have. And you're going to build a deck using your knowledge cards. And the way to win this is by using strategy and psychological tactics. You're going to be able to do one-on-one battles, and also they are planning group battles with Yarr as well. And this kind of like an improved version of the Amity mini game. And they're also going to be introducing ranks for this Yarr game based on the win rate, based on your win rates. So the more win rates you get, the higher your rank. All right, August 19th, they're introducing 2 new regions to Red Battlefield. Now, these regions are under development at the moment, but one of them will be on the 19th of August, and the other one will be between September and October. So they're going to be the northern plain of Serendia and the capital city of Valencia with a new set of rules. So you're going to be able to use points to buff allies, and adventurers will be able to take on a mantle of leadership in RBF, because the way that the system that they're doing it is going to be different. Certain environments are going to make camo outfits useless for existing and new regions in RBF, and this is to lower the barrier of entry for new players. They're going to create certain servers though that will allow your camouflage outfits to work. So if you are one of the people that likes to wear camo outfits in RBF, then there you go, that's for you. So August 26th, a new extreme monster zone called the Terror of the Deep Sea. It's a single mode designed to challenge adventurers by limiting their field of view. It's not really it's not a scary kind of monster zone, but they reckon don't let your guard down because you're still in for a challenge there. I think PC has already got this. So August 26th, they reckon that's the update for the new extreme monster zone called the Terror of the Deep Sea. Alright, so they're introducing PvP seasons as well. So instead of just focusing on the season servers for PvE, they want to introduce a PvP season. So they want to introduce gear for characters that's specific to PvP as well. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do that, but they don't want to take everything away from the PvE gear, but just give players more options with the gear that they're using. The goal of PvP season is to lower the barrier of entry for new players. They want to have a 10v10 crew battles, and the crew battles will be at Thornwood Castle. They're also going to add a Champions League where the best crews can display their skills. The Champions Leagues are going to start in the Asian regions. The NA, EU, South American, and the Russian regions are still in development. So next up, we've got the Arena of Solare, a new 1v1 and 2v2 ranked arenas, and they're also possibly going to be working on a 3v3. So this is where you get automatically matched and then moved into the arena. So information such as win rates will be available as well, which kind of helps with the ranking system. And ranking will be calculated by character, not by family. So now with the arena of Solare, they want to do kind of like a limit to start off with. So your AP and DP limit for PvP seasons will be set to 620. So that's your AP plus your DP. And this is to help with the entry barrier again for PvP. The limit will be readjusted for the following season depending on how people go with it. So they're thinking something like they're going to increase the limit to 625 for the one after that. And then after that as well, like maybe 630 or something. They're just going to assess it and see how they go. So you're going to be able to earn a special title or reward as well based on your ranks at the end of the PvP seasons. So next up, we've got September 2nd. Now, they did mention September 2nd was the Dine update, the next Dream Horse. I'm going to assume that that's going to be a release date for Dine on console. They didn't really give specifics. They mostly just talked about like a Dine skill update. But everything that they mentioned in this was kind of all like mixed together, and they didn't really specify the differences between PC and console. So they just said at the start that everything was going to be released on Global Labs and then it will be leaked into console afterwards. So when they mentioned the September 2nd Dine update, I'm going to assume that that is roughly around the time we're going to be getting the next Dream Horse. And that's all the information that they said about that. All right, so next up, they want to revamp trading. Now, the market value of trade items is going to be synced so that you can earn more profit more efficiently with trading. And they want to introduce a politics system into trading as well in Black Desert. So essentially what's going to happen is adventurers are going to be able to join an NPC guild like the Zion Merchant Guild. You're going to be able to complete certain quests related to that guild and trading. And this is going to help you gain influence. Now, what you can do with this influence is you can use it to benefit your investments. So your rank as well is going to increase as you gain influence, which is going to allow you to buy more rare trade items, access new trade routes, and craft certain trade items. And you can even become the head of a merchant guild, which will benefit you greatly with your trading as well. They want to, they're working on the ability to upgrade wagons. So similar to the upgrade system with ships, they want to be able to upgrade wagons so that you can repair your wagons to help with trading and things like this as well. And they want to introduce a system with the camels to be upgraded into caravans. So basically, this would allow you to have like multiple camels all chained together so that you can store more trade items and improve your desert trading. So they've got major changes in the works to the maritime trade along with the Land of Morning Calm update after the extension of Upper Port Rat. So the Upper Port Rat extension is in the works as well. Now they're going to be rebooting the existing classes, guys. So 17 classes are being rebooted and upgraded. So they're going to be focusing on the AP and DP, the skills, animations, and just like the general kind of feel of characters. They're literally going to be essentially relaunching 17 characters. And they plan to, you know how like with Sage, how he's got the ancient weapons where he can transport to certain areas like Historia and Uckman. So, and then Hash has got desert buffs. So they want to essentially create specific traits to other classes as well that's like kind of similar to this. So with certain classes, a lot with the skills, they want to really focus on just changing the way that the character feels or improving the way that the character feels. And they even mentioned that if this requires for certain skills to be totally reworked, then that's what they're going to be doing as well. So this will be a big kind of change, a big update. So I don't expect it's all going to be happening all at once, but I would assume that they would release this in sections. Now, guys, tutorials. So tutorials was something that was mentioned a fair while ago. And we got an overview of it. And basically what they want to do, or what they're developing right now, is they're developing a story prior to... So when you start off in Black Desert, you see Elezra, the female NPC, and then you get put into the Forest of Seclusion, where you start there and you talk to the Black Spirit. So essentially what they're doing is they're developing a story which works as a tutorial where Elezra kind of guides you, and you get to learn the introductions to the skills and the mechanics of the game. I think this is really cool. I definitely think it's needed. There is no tutorials in the game at all, and you're kind of left to just figure everything out by yourself.
So if you take a look at this, actually, you might know her as...
It's Elezra.
Right. And if you know the story of Black Desert, basically when you enter the world of Black Desert, you wake up with amnesia. This is before your amnesia.
We assume.
Assuming, right? So what Jesangnim is trying to show us here is basically, we talked a lot about lowering the barrier for players to learn the game, because there's a lot to learn in this and where to go. So this is going to be a part of the game that we're trying to develop that is a tutorial. So this is showing you how to move, then how to run quickly, and all these kinds of things. All made through the story.
So I think a tutorial and teaching people how to do certain things is definitely going to be a benefit. And it's not just like standing there and press this button or whatever. Like, there's actually a story into it as well. So you kind of get an introduction with that as well, which is really cool.
And here we go again. So basically what's going to happen here, we're moving and there's mobs. So now for players, what you'll see is a basic skill on there and teach you how to use these skills. And you can see the skills rotating through all this is in Korean, but telling you how to use these different skills and moving around, and these enemies pop up. There is no health bar, so I'm assuming you don't die, but you are having different skills here.
Yeah, and it's basically showcasing a lot of the basic skills you're going to need to start leveling the character, and I believe these skills unlock a little bit later on than the start, so it's like maybe a taste of what's to come, depending on how it is implemented later on. But as we kill those, put away our sword, Elezra comes back, kind of not even joining in the fight.
Pretty much. What she's doing is watching you do all this and watching you show your skills and basically show that you're learning. And as we see energy pop in like that,
고대 카보아의 결장병기 아타르. 저 거인이야. 우릴 종착지로 데려다줄 열쇠. 빠르게 쫓자. 나타를 불러.
Alright, so the next major thing, guys, is pen accessory crafting. So they were talking about how Black Desert has been out for 7 years now on PC, 7 years in total, and there are still players who've played for that long who don't have pen accessories, and they want to kind of give back to the community. They were talking about how they feel like it's important to give back to the community and allow people the opportunity to get some kind of progression with the accessories, because the accessories are really, really friggin' hard to get. You're going to be able to craft one type of pen accessory. You're going to get to choose between a pen crescent ring, a pen narc earring, and a pen tongue-grad earring. So you get to choose one of those, and you're going to be able to craft it. So you get to choose one of those, and it cannot be sold on the central market. They said something about you're going to have to keep it for a minimum of 3 to 6 months. I'm not exactly sure what they meant by that, but they said that it can't be sold on the central market. I'm not sure if it's for like that initial 3 to 6 months, or if it's just permanently not going to be able to sell it. Personally, like, I wouldn't really care. You just put it on a alt character or something like that. The downside to not being able to sell it is you're going to need to collect several materials, and the values of these materials is going to be around 10 billion silver. So it's not something that majority of people are going to be able to do straight away. It's something you're going to have to work on over time. However, when you're comparing the price of certain pen accessories that are 30, 40, 50 billion silver, it's definitely worthwhile. I think it's definitely worthwhile, and it's relatively achievable as well, especially now with the systems that have been added to the game that allow us to make money a lot easier. 10 billion silver, it shouldn't really take people that long to achieve. So pen accessories, guys, there you go. You're going to be able to craft one of those 3. Now, we saw the Dark Knight figurine at the start. They didn't really give any information about its release or anything. They just kind of unveiled it. They just displayed it, showed it. That's it. That's all they gave us. Nothing about a date that it's going to be up for purchase or anything like that.
좋아, 보물을 거머쥐러 가자, 제군들. 아버지의 보물 지도를 드디어 해독했거든. 자, 그럼 1번 열쇠부터 모두들 동시에 석판 위로. 참 쉽지? 2번째 단서는 이거야. 둘이 먹다 하나가 죽어도 모르리라. 자, 그럼 천천히 같이 눌러보. 이게 그런 뜻이었어? 이제 마지막 열쇠야. 단단히 각오해. 이 계곡 주인의 머리에 열쇠가 박혀있거든. 하지만 걱정할 것 없어. 제군들 곁에 이 몸이 함께할 테니까. 좋은 게 좋은 거지. 드디어 보물이 우리 눈앞에 있어. 이제 아버지가 가장 소중히 여기는 게 대체 뭐였는지 확인해볼까? 됐다! 아버지의 당황하는 얼굴이 벌써부터 기대되는데? 우리가 찾던 보물이야. 까마귀의 갑옷. 제군들! 드디어 보물을 손에 넣었다! 망했네.
Alright guys, now Corsair, the last thing that we're going to talk about, we have some gameplay footage or some skill footage here for you guys to check out. It's freaking amazing. So we're going to watch this really quickly. All right, now with the Corsair pre-creation, this is going to be June 23rd to June 29th. For those of you who make the character between these dates, you're going to go into the draw to win the Heidel's Good set, which is the Black Desert headset and the Black Desert playing card set. And if you, after the June 29th update, when the Corsair is released into the game, you're going to have until July 31st to reach level 60. And if you do it in that time, you're going to go into the draw to win an iPad Pro or an AirPod Pro. All right, guys, so big incentives there to reach level 60 before the July 31st. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about that. I was really impressed. She's got this whole mermaid kind of thing going on. It's really cool. I think she looks good. Sorry, Nova. Sorry, Mystic. I think you guys have been replaced with Corsair. But, guys, I'm just going to throw some shade out there right now. All right, guys, but that's going to be it for this video. I tried to cover everything to the best of my ability. So thanks very much for watching. I hope it all made sense, and I'll see you in the next one.